Here's some news you might have missed on the Bible Forum this week. Did you see it last Thursday? Did you participate? It's called the National Day of Prayer. It's an official holiday. It's sanctioned by the government. We're just wondering how long that's going to last. But here's the point. Every year this thing comes around, and it's based on one verse in the Bible. Year after year. 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. It's wonderful, isn't it? But what is the first rule of Bible interpretation? If you had enrolled in the Bible Institute of Charleston, you'd know the answer to that question. It's the very first lesson. The answer? Context. Context is king when you're interpreting anything written. It means that it only means what it means in the context in which it was written. Everything else is an application, a wonderful application. But then there are some questions that you have to ask about this verse that can only be answered if you know the fullness, the context of this thing. For example, who's talking here? Well, it's God. And who's he speaking to? Well, he's talking to Solomon. If you read even further in the context of this portion of Scripture, you'll see that God is responding to Solomon's prayer from chapter 6 during the dedication of a new temple in Jerusalem. When it talks about my people, who are my people here? Well, it's the nation of Israel, called by my name. My people does not represent America or Taiwan or Great Britain or any other nation, or even Christians as a whole. It only means what it means in its historical context, which is Israel. Put simply, you can't use it here. Then you look down at verse 12. It talks about a place. What's the place? Well, it's the temple. Where's that? Well, it was in Jerusalem. It's not the U.S. Capitol building in Washington, D.C. It's the historic Solomon-built Jerusalem fixed temple. What land is being referenced here? It's the land of Israel. The original promised land, the land God gave to Israel. It's not America. America is not the New Jerusalem. And what does heal their land mean? Well, you got to go back to verse 13. The healing clearly means the removal of the blights incurred by God's judgment on the disobedient nation of Israel. He would send rain. He would remove the devastation of the locusts and terminate the pestilence if they would just humble themselves. In other words, healing their land meant just that, replenishing the physical land to fruitfulness. It's an important note that even for Israel, that didn't mean something spiritual. It didn't mean revival. It didn't mean an awakening. Not for them and not for America either. The idea of getting together and praying is wonderful. Find another verse. You're standing on my last nerve.